Hi, everybody. Mike Beer here, taking a look at a couple of graded stakes races on the Sunday card at Del Mar. They got graded stakes races on the turf all day Sunday. A really nice card at Del Mar. We're going to look at the first of those is race number 5, the Hollywood Turf Cup, Grade 2. It's going to go as race number 5 with a $200,000 purse. Field of 10 horses in here. We have a horse exiting a really nice race in the Breeders' Cup last month in United. He's probably going to be the favorite in this race, but it's a field of 10. And there are some of the better long distance turf horses in Southern California have shown up for this race. So, we'll see how it all plays out. Let's first take a look at the Timeform US Pace Projector. It's sort of an interesting one because they have the 2 Brown Storm out there on the lead, which, I'm not sure that I necessarily agree he'll be on the front in this race. This horse has only made 1 start in North America after arriving from Chile over the summer. His only start was the Lure going a mile, and yes, it was a pretty fast-paced race, but he was never really looking like he was trying to make the lead in there. He was never really more than 4 or 5 lengths close to the pace in there. I don't know how much speed this horse actually has. His turf form in South America is not great, and it certainly isn't long-distance turf form. So we'll see how he stacks up in this race. Maybe he makes the lead, maybe he doesn't. I sort of felt like you would see the 3 Zestful out there on the lead. This horse, wants to be in front. He handles all 3 surfaces just fine. He has shown that he can go a distance of ground in the past. And he's just got a lot of speed. He wants to be on the lead in this race. I sort of feel like Joe Talamo is going to be sending this horse. So, we'll see how the pace plays out. Either way, whether it's Brown Storm or Zestful on the lead, it feels like those horses are in pretty tough in a race like this because at the end of the day, you're sort of talking about horses drawn towards the outside who are the major contenders in this race. And we're going to start with number 6, Cleopatra's Strike, who elected to bypass the Breeders' Cup. This horse has made 3 starts in Southern California for Phil D'Amato. He's run really well in all of them, missed by a nose in the San Gabriel back in January, missed time after that race, missed by a head in an allowance race when he came back off the layoff where he ran really well. And then they ran him in the John Henry Turf Cup at 1.25 miles in his most recent start. And he got a perfect trip in that race, but he won, and he beat 3 of these same rivals in that spot. And he ran well that day with a 98 Beyer speed figure. It was certainly a race where you would think they would have considered at least running him in the Breeders' Cup, but they did not. He elected to sit it out. He waited for this, and he's a major contender as he comes back in this race. The 7, Oscar Dominguez, he's a deep closer. He's had pretty good form racing against some of these same rivals along the way. I think he's okay. He's just going to need a real trip in this race, and I'm not sure he's going to get it. He does get John Velasquez for this race, though, and he could get a better trip in this race. If he gets one, he'll come running at the end. It's in the post as number 8. He's the toughest call in the race as far as I'm concerned. His very best turf form makes him very hard for this field to beat. He hasn't run one of his really good turf races in a while, though. You have to go back to last May when he won the Whittingham. That's the last time he really ran well on turf. 4 turf starts since then. He just hasn't looked like the same horse. He has not run well in any of his turf starts since then. He did just win the Breeders' Cup Marathon on dirt going 1.75 miles. I don't know if that means he's a dirt horse now or not. At least it shows that he can still run. I just don't know if you're going to get his best race on the turf. He hasn't run one in a while. It makes him hard to like, but if he's the price, I wouldn't totally discount him. United's going to be the favorite. Number 10, United. Very lightly raced, or relatively speaking, for Richard Mandela. He struggled a little bit to win races, but he ran well in the Whittingham back in May, where he finished a gaining second in that race. He won an allowance race after that. Is John Henry, where he was behind Cleopatra. He ran fine. He got a good trip. He was racing on at the end. He finished a decent 3rd. And then he just took a big step forward in the Breeders' Cup last time. I don't know where the race came from. He was 51-1. He set a perfect trip under Flavien Prat. He made the lead in the stretch, and he just couldn't hold off the very, very good Bricks and Mortar. He ran an excellent second, though. And if he runs his Breeders' Cup back on Sunday in the Hollywood Turf Cup, he's going to be very tough to beat in here. I don't know if post 10 is a bargain for him, but I don't think it's something that really works that much against him. He's got good enough tactical speed. I think he'll get a good trip in this race regardless. I think he's the horse to beat. I didn't really want to try to beat him, if only because I just didn't love the alternatives. I thought about putting It's in the Post on top and just hoping he could get back to one of his good turf races, but it's really hard to believe in him right now. So I put him second. I made United my top pick, number 10, and I went 10-8 6, and 7 in the Hollywood Turf Cup. It's race number 5 at Del Mar on Sunday. The approximate post time is 2 o'clock Pacific time. Good luck.